Hi, this is Chris. Today is another day for 100 perpetual prompts. I've been working in the garden this morning and it got kind of hot, so I decided to come in where it's a little bit cooler and do some collage. So if you're interested in doing 100 perpetual prompts for collage by Griffith, I put a link for his YouTube video explaining it and for his website where you can download the prompts. So I'm going to choose 5 prompts. I can't see them, but you might be able to see them. They tend to stick together. Ticket. Music. Orange. Fish. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'll find a fish playing a guitar or something. And green. Well, that's weird. Okay. Alright, so there are our 5 prompts. So I need to give this a think through. And we will go, so we will be on number 8. And I get my little frame ready. So this is the frame I made last time. So I can, because I like to leave a border, and I can lay this on my images and get an idea. Okay. Ticket, music, orange, fish, green. Okay, I got the same magazines that I looked through last time. National Geographic mostly, and the Wyoming Wildlife. Because it says fish, I think I'm going to be more likely to find fish in the National Geographic or Wildlife book. Let's look in here first. It's so pretty. Don't like that guy. He's ugly. Turn him over. Okay, see if there's fish in the wildlife book. It's a pretty fox. There's fish. There's fish. But they got people's hands around them. I'm going to put these away for a minute. This is an ephemera keeper that I made, and I believe I have a video how I made it. It's made from a grocery sack, and it's where I put real vintage and antique ephemeras that I've collected, and I know there are tickets in here. So that's not really a ticket, that's a coupon. These are coupons. Should be a ticket in here somewhere. But I made this so it folds out, and then it has all these pages, which were one side of the grocery bag. Here's the gusset from the grocery bag. Well, let's see. I've got postcards. I've got playing cards, trading stamps, more postcards, playing cards, playing cards. I've got some checks. I don't know if I have a ticket in here after all. Here's a pocket that I made once with pressed flowers. Some documents I found at the antique store. Some vintage seed packets. But maybe I don't have tickets in here. Now, in here I have more ephemera keepers that I've made. This could be a ticket. I guess it's a label. So I have this comb binding ephemera keeper that I made a long time ago. Could have some tickets in there. This is like a stamp book. It's like a stamp book that my grandmother used to have, which I think is in here somewhere. So I've got stamps. Here I got some gasoline and oil ticket, Thornton Theater ticket. These are all reproduction tickets. I'll pull them out, see if any of them go. Here's another one made out of a paper bag. I have a video on this too. Smaller paper bag, of course. Here I've got an inventory ticket. That's a nice size. These are all reproduction tickets. Let's see, so many to choose from. These are all reproduction tickets. But I'm not choosing them because they're heavy cardstock. I don't really want, I want something a little more paperweight. There's a coupon. More playing cards, game cards. Ah, here's some tickets. They're lighter weight. So I'll put my possible tickets over here and decide when we get to that point. Okay, so we've got tickets, I found this image, which is orange and green. This has some orange and green in it. Yellow and green really, but kind of orangey looking. Here's our fish, who's actually probably too big. I'm not adverse to doing my pages horizontal. Okay, fish. And music. What'll I do for music? Okay, music. My mother was a piano player and she had quite a few music books. This was a comb-bound music book. I pulled out the songs. I learned to play the piano, but I couldn't play it now. It's been so long. My brother was the one who excelled at that. I didn't excel at piano, but I did pretty good at art. So I pulled out some, and I've been thinking of pulling apart my mother's music books and sorting them out so there's a little bit of each one in a package and selling it on my Etsy shop for people who would like an assortment of music to use in collage and junk journals and things like that. So I will look through here, see if anything strikes my fancy. It's been so long since I've played the piano or read piano music that it all looks the same to me now. So I'll just pick out that one. All right. Now we have to decide what to do. So I would say the fish is the focal because it's the only thing that's really a particular thing. And since 3 is a good number in design, I might just use all 3 fish. So these fish remind me of when I was a kid. We used to go camping in the Mammoth Lakes area, California, in the High Sierra, also known as the Sierra Nevada mountains. And that's where I learned to fish. And one of my earliest memories is after my dad cleaned the fish, I took the fishtail, I took a fishtail, and I used it like a paintbrush and started painting the fold down. I don't know what you call it. It's the fold, the part of our luggage tray. We had a luggage trailer behind our old sedan, and the back of it folded down, and so you could pull things out or use it as a surface to work on. And I dipped the fish's tail in a little bucket of water and I painted, in my imagination, that part of the trailer. And I was having a lot of fun. I was only about 5 years old. But since then I've held many a paintbrush. And not the kind that you paint trailers with. Unless you're painting a picture of a trailer. And we did tent camping. And we had one of those big canvas, well, I thought it was big. It slept my parents and my brother and myself. So it wasn't all that big. We went tent camping. And one year, it was the kind of tent that had a pole in the center. I guess they call them umbrella tent. And one year we had this, every day we had a thunderstorm. And so one day it was really bad and we were sitting in the car, sitting out the thunderstorm, when all of a sudden the tent collapsed and the pole from the center poked up through the middle and the whole tent collapsed on top of our sleeping bags and everything. I don't think anything got too terribly wet, but we thought that was pretty funny. I also used to pick up pine cones and sticks, and then I would smooth out the dirt, and I would use the sticks to delineate floor plans of houses, and the pine cones would be the furniture. Okay, so we have some fish, and we have some tickets, and we have some orange and green, and we have some music. All right. So, what can we do? Okay, this paper is too white, so I am going to fix that and then I will be back. Okay, I'm back. So I darkened up my paper and I've been gone for about half an hour. So what I did was I heated some water in the microwave, put it into an 8x8 glass baking dish, ripped up my paper, submerged it in the water, sprinkled some old stale black tea on it, but that wasn't enough, so then I sprinkled about a spoonful of store brand instant coffee on it and let it soak for a while, and watered the seedlings out on my patio. Then I took the papers out and laid them on the patio under the hot sun, and they dried pretty quickly and they almost blew away. So now we can see, here's one that didn't get dyed. So you can see how bright that is. So now, got to figure these out. what we're going to do with these fish, with the fingers on them. I think what I'll do is get the fish situated so the fingers are covered, and then see where I'm going to place them. So I got my art glitter glue, which tends to stop up even if I have a cap on it. This fish is so big I won't be able to put them all on there. I could put the ticket right in smack in the middle. I kind of like that. Or the ticket over. Put the ticket under that flower right there. Cut paper is hard to work with because the edges keep catching on each other. Okay, I'm ready to start gluing. I forgot to turn the camera on. I glued the background down with Oohoo glue, and now I'm just checking the corners, make sure the edges are all down with art glitter glue. I like to glue the pieces in sections to make sure they go down nice and flat and don't end up warping or moving, especially when working with glossy magazine pages. And I like to break the border. Okay, now I may have, so I cut it a little bit short, so I'm just going to leave a little bit of an edge. The art glitter glue doesn't stick right away to glossy pages like it does to matte pages. So there's a little bit of wiggle room. Oh, I could paint the trailer with that fishtail. Okay, now I just want to make sure everything's down. I didn't get that fin quite as far over the mountain, overlapping the mountain as I wanted to. But that's life. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this to dry flat. These, by the way, are vintage dress weights. They still make dress weights, but they're not as cool as the vintage ones. But they're very handy for weighing stuff, craft things, weighing them down when you glue them or whatever it is you're doing. So I'll let that sit a while and dry. Okay, I've cleaned up my table. And now I'm going to do my Stabilo All outlining, and I'm going to use the brown pencil. So I'll put my weights back, and I'll sharpen my Stabilo All pencil. I like this technique because it unifies the collage. It covers up the white edges of the cut papers. It keeps me from getting hung up about being too neat. And it gives it a painterly quality. And it unifies everything. And the next step is to blend it with water. So I have a water brush with no water in it because it kind of leaks. We just blend these in right up into the edge of the paper to cover any of the white paper marks. Makes everything cohesive. And it's fun. I enjoy this so much. And this is what I mean by it keeps me from being too neat, being too precious about my lines and my marks. Just go for it. All right, did I get everything? I think I want a little more brown show up here. Let's see if our Tim Holtz has anything. This is Tim Holtz Ideology Clipping Stickers book. Okay, I think something. I'm going to take this Curiously, and I'm going to take the magic off of this one. Curiously Magic. So, where can I put this? This needs something to fill it up right here. So I'm going to, these are sticky, but I'm going to put a little glue on them just to be sure they stay. It wants to slide around on that glossy magazine page. All right, so this goes in here. It's going to be number 8. And I'm going to cut out smaller ones here, like I do on these others, and make a little collage showing all the prompts. And then I put the date and I put the page number. So I'll come right back when that is done. Okay, I'm all finished. I made some changes as I was doing the prompts here. I'm putting my date on, which, by the way, this is the piece that I cut off over there. I had an idea. Instead of just Curiously Magic Music. So I couldn't find any in the Tim Holtz. There wasn't music, so I just cut it off of the music sheet. And then I also decided that it needed a little bit more music down here because this was the only piece. And so this is the last thing I did. Put this on here. And now I'll blend it in. And it'll be all done. So the last thing I need to do is to take my prompts that we used today and retire them. So I'll probably be doing 2 of these collages every month in order to get through all 100 prompts by the end of the year. And I'm looking forward to it. So thanks for watching and have a great day collaging. Bye-bye.